Hi, I'm Christian Kabwai. This is the Baybayin.com 2012 year in review. A bit late, but some things came up, so let's get started. So this is the top events of 2012. Right off the bat, there wasn't that many. I looked through posts that I had on my website, the Facebook page, the Facebook group, some of my colleagues' websites. There wasn't that much that happened in 2012 for Baybayin compared to 2011. But there was one that was the top, and it's obviously the movie Baybayin that came out late last year, the Palawan script. This is probably the most I guess pop culture related access that the script has had. So this is in my opinion the top event of 2012. We also had a couple books that came out. We had the Kulitan book by Mike Pangilingan, and also late last year a Baybayin at Iba Pa. I have these on sale on my website shop.baybayin.com. So that's pretty much it. There wasn't, the in 2011 the biggest thing was the Baybayin bill, but a lot of that, for 2012 got pushed back because we had the cyber law and then we had the RH bill. So these things take time. My personal biggest project last year was a 3-day performance lecture and workshop series at the San Francisco Asian Art Museum. As you can see here, I was doing a live performance, and this is a big canvas. It's about uh, 20 feet by 15 feet wide, I believe, in collaboration with a Japanese calligraphy artist named Aoi Yamaguchi. So it was 3 days. We each took turns writing a proverb on the canvas. So also I did a couple more things after the Asian Art Museum. I wanted to do more large scale I guess performance art, quote unquote. And this is at the International Hotel in downtown San Francisco. And what I wrote here was Sulat ng Malansang Isda, the title of my documentary. So for probably the next year, you're gonna see me do more live performances, but I'll get to that later. I did a lot of lectures too last year. The lectures tour was a bit different. I didn't do that many schools. This one right here was at the Philippine Consulate in San Francisco. This one was actually a slide from the Asian Art Museum called New Traditions, Simula, meaning to start. And what I wanted to I guess introduce to a new audience, because most of them were not Filipino. They knew nothing about the writing system from the Philippines. So when I say new traditions, it's basically a traditional writing system, but then because Baybayin is so new or uh, discovered that we are able to create new rules or again new traditions that the next generations will be following. This right here was at the in Robinson's Galleria in the Philippines. For the first time, I did a lecture in the Philippines. Actually, I did two. One was a panel discussion at the Asian Studies at the University of the Philippines. This one was for my product launch for the Ka 2 hat, the Maong, and this was at held at Capital G. And when I did my lectures in 2012, I wanted to focus on three main points. Identity, preservation, and promotion. Identity as a Filipino, identifying yourself using the writing system to identify as a Filipino. Then promotion of the culture, promotion of yourself. And once you have promotion, then you are able to prove economic value. Then the preservation comes hand in hand. This is one of the events that I did in the Philippines. Um, this was actually I think the night that I arrived or the day the night that I arrived I went to a party, and I think it started at like 5 or 6 and it ended around 3 a.m. So I just got to Manila, and so I was pretty tired. But then it was kind of cool to meet a lot of, I guess the fans or the people that follow my work, in person. There's a lot of them. They were all cool. This was at Jay Inage. He's on the right, and Bonifacio Comandante with the red hat. And I forget her name, but she is a math professor in the University of the Philippines in Laguna, and she did a presentation connecting mathematics and Baybayin. So this is at Bahay Baybayin in Marikina, which is a cultural cafe. And what's interesting is that everything in there is revolves around Baybayin in the script. So they do a lot of cultural seminars in there as well. I went to UC Davis late last year in October for the first time. I've been invited there, but it just didn't push through. But I finally got to go there, and man, it was kind of far, but then it was really worth the trip. Let's see, there were probably around 30 students, and really good. I got a lot of audience participation. I'm calling on people about the black marks on there. If you don't know what that means, it is basically into in protest of the cyber martial law that happened in the Philippines. But I'll be back. UC Davis is probably one of my favorite places to go now. This right here is a Baybayin show. So the concept was this that Pistan put it together with Ray Haguisan of Malaya Designs, where we would get different artists to represent each character. So the one on your left, you can see the Ga, that's mine, and then I had a makeup artist. She put the Ma character right there on the model's cheek. The next one is an artist. This is actually made of coffee, or she painted it with coffee. And if you can see the Sa, it's at a wrong angle. I'm sure you can find this on the website. But the concept was pretty much one character per artist. I think it was successful. I mean, it was kind of hard to display these things in a festival type setting, but I think we pulled it off. I'd like to do it again in a gallery setting, maybe sometime this year. We'll see. This is at FPAC in LA. So for the first time, I think this picture right here represents it all. For the first time, we had four Baybayin artists in the same picture or in the same place. So we have Norman of BaybayinFonts.com, Ray Malaya Designs, and David of the Bathala Project. And then that's me doing that stupid pose on the on the right. But no, it was good to see David. Hopefully we'll inspire him to get a little bit more active in the Baybayin game. This is one of the coolest projects I did last year. It was chalk art, and this is in Union Square in San Francisco. So chalk art, I mean, the San Francisco Union Square is the tourist destination. So there's thousands and thousands of people that go there, and I had the privilege to work with Cool Arts to write Baybayin. Or basically, what I did was the concept was about children and music. So the guy in the blue tank top, his name's Paulo Salazar. He's a good fine artist, and he actually has a gallery in the Tenderloin district called Lower Branch. So the concept of this piece, you won't be able to see it here, but then it was about children and music. And what I did was I wrote the lyrics to an Apo song, Apo Hiking Society. This is a show that I did with Ray Haguisan at the Manila Heritage Foundation Holiday Bazaar. You see the artwork has changed since 2011. I'm trying to incorporate frames more because a lot of the things I did were mostly on canvases. But I think from a consumer perspective, they want something that is already packaged for them. They could just pick it up, has a frame, has something in the back on what the meaning is, and they can just give it as a present. Because while I love doing canvases, it's just difficult to sell and difficult to carry around. And I'm trying to slim down my I guess my artwork because it's hard to carry so much things when you're by yourself setting up events. This is some pieces that I did late last year again, and what I did was I use this technique that I'm going to call it poetry of the sword, called tulang kalis. And basically what I utilize is the five basic strokes in my specific technique. So I wrote ba in three different ways, and you can see the strokes, the cuts in it, representing the five basic strokes of the tulang kalis style. This was at Pistahan. I did a collaboration with Kuya Longboards, and this is cool. So what I wrote there was Bahala Na, and then he actually brought one of the skateboards over, and I'm signing it for him. I still have mine. I haven't put it together. I don't know if I want to write it or if I just want to frame it on the wall, stick it on the wall. This run right here was a product launch in the Philippines at Capital G. On the right is Shallow, one of the proprietors of Capital G, and I'm giving an introduction about the hat. Breaking it down. Why we use maong, and why what does the logo mean, and etc. One of the funnest things I did last year. So there's the hat. Maybe we'll have another one for 2013. Who knows? This is another collaboration. This is a long time coming. Joe from Bayani Art. I mean, we talked about doing this for over a year, and we finally did it. So what I wrote here was May Pag-asa, and it went on this Andres Bonifacio shirt. I think you can still find it on bayaniart.com. The pen, finally, I launched the pen last year, a marker. What was interesting about it is that I only made a few of them, but I use them all the time. People ask about how they can write Baybayin in the certain style that I do, which is a sort of a brush, and the marker is still available. For the first time, also last year, I sponsored an event. I like to support independent artists. Indio Ink is a tattoo a shop based in Davao in the southern Philippines. So they put together some sort of art, graffiti, skateboard, music festival, and I was one of the sponsors. As you can see in the middle, you see my logo right there. So I'm looking to do that to sponsor more folks and entrepreneurs in the Philippines, especially because they don't, I don't make much from Baybayin, but then I think that it'll help get the brand out there. But then I also like to support these guys. Also, with Baybayin, with the work that I do, I was able to meet some calligraphy heroes of mine. This is Haj Aldur Dean. He is actually he's Chinese, but he specializes in the Sini script, and it's a combination of Arabic and the Chinese script. So I've been following his work for years, and I was able to finally meet him at the Asian Art Museum. Really cool guy. One thing that I remember is that I think the translator was introducing us, and then he's all, yeah, maybe later we can write together. And I said, oh man, that'd be cool. And then he said, yeah, I'm here to learn from you. I said that to him, and then he says, no, we're here to learn from each other. I said, that is awesome. So then this blurry picture, I was able to, another one of my calligraphy heroes. This is, I guess, I'm just gonna call him Kazu. He's in the middle, and I forget her name, but she's a violinist. So what he did here was basically he would write his calligraphy, and then she would play the violin based on his strokes or based on whatever he was writing. He was writing parts of the thousand character Chinese poem. I forget what the name of it is, but this guy, he makes these big brushes, and from him is when I kind of got obsessed with the enso. The enso is like the Japanese circle, right? You'll see that if you just type in ENSO in Google Images, and you'll see that circle. So what makes his different is that he uses color, and he has this. It's not even a mop brush; it's a bigger brush. Imagine about like 5 or 6 T-shirts tied to it. You have to see it, but this guy was one of my heroes, so I'm glad I met him. So for 2013, here are some of my projects. This right here is the documentary. This is going to be my #1 priority for 2012. I got to get this done. Been filming since 2010. I have a lot of footage. I'm filming a lot now here in San Francisco, and I plan to go back in to the Philippines to film some more. Um, there's also some other places I intend to go. Hopefully, New York, Montreal, some other places, maybe Europe. We'll see how that works. But I want to finish filming this year and start editing. So maybe it'll come out in 2013 or 14, depending on, I want to get into some festivals, but it's getting closer, I promise. This was on the list last year. I started writing a new book, but some things came up, and those things were the documentary and traveling. So the book will probably come out more or less around the same time as the documentary, because the introduction to Baybayin needs to be really updated. A lot's happened, and I just kind of put that together just to get something out there pretty fast. But again, it's gonna be one is an update to the introduction to Baybayin. One is gonna be sort of a companion to the documentary, and then a third book. I still want to do a tabletop, or not tabletop, coffee table book. Again, the Philippines. I'm planning to go to the Philippines around April or May. We'll see. And when I go there, I think I'm gonna have a lecture at the Asian Studies department at the University of the Philippines, and I'll probably have some more events, and we'll party just like we did last year. And also, this was on the list last year, a USA conference, meaning I don't know if we can do it maybe for like the 20-year Pistan. We're supposed to have a Pistan 20-year celebration this year, so maybe we can do something there. But if not, I'm thinking of maybe something that is sort of like a virtual, like we have these virtual tech conferences. So we should be able to do something like that with Baybayin, since most of the writers are pretty technically savvy. This right here, Sulatin, this is just a tease. So I'm just gonna say Sulatin is coming soon, and it's gonna be myself, Ray, and Norman. That's all I'm gonna say. Sulatin 2013. Alright, that's it. Thank you. Bye.